Hey. Today's topic, uncomfortable topic, is going to be teachers. And here's the disclaimer, like my other video on cops. Not all teachers are bad. Not all teachers are horrible. We're talking about the horrible ones today. In fact, there's an odd, uncanny parallel I'm seeing between cops and teachers as of late that I'll get into later. I'm specifically talking about public school teachers, not private school teachers, not college professors. Their assholery has been well documented. Public school teachers is what I'm talking about. In fact, definitions are good, right? Bad public school teachers, first off, from here on out, I'm calling them what they should be called: government school teachers. Public, as in public school, is just a misnomer to soften the fact that they work for the government. No, they don't work for you, they work for the government. They work for the state. And the term public, as in public relations, see, that stems from public relations, which is a derivation of the word propaganda. You don't believe me? Look up master manipulator of the early 20th century, Edward Bernays. He was a real scumbag. So like I said, they're government school teachers. Good or bad, they work for the state. Let's define a bad government school teacher. It's a teacher that is more of an activist than an educator, doesn't respect parental rights, and sometimes just flat out hates kids and their parents. And they usually have an agenda other than the accurate instruction on the subject they're supposed to be teaching about. They shouldn't be teaching the 1619 Project, no critical race theory, no revisionist history at all. Now, I don't blame the non-union government school teachers because the vast majority of these hurtful, horrible teachers are in the union. And let's talk about teachers' unions real quick here. Like the Teachers and Educators Association. I think TEA is an acronym. They're the biggest, most powerful union in the world, in the nation, in our nation. And teachers also, keep in mind, the great Thomas Sowell brought up the point that the unions don't always have even the teachers' best interests in mind, because you rarely ever see unions push for raises for the teachers. Well, why is that? Well, that doesn't raise their dues, their union dues up if you just give teachers raises. You know what does make more money for the unions? When they push for more counselors, more nurses, more assistants, more aides, and they grow the ranks of the union population-wise. That makes them more money. So that's why you'll see them push for more warm bodies in the union as opposed to raises for the teachers. The biggest, most pernicious philosophical club these rotten government teachers are wielding against our kids and their parents is critical race theory and anti-racism. CRT and anti-racism perpetuates and normalizes the oppressor-oppressed race-based division, loosely based on Marxism. And it does the exact opposite of Dr. Martin Luther King's dream in the civil rights movement in the 60s. It's the complete antithesis of all the progress that was made for the last 50, 60 years. Um, there are lots and lots of resources online to look up if you really want to dig deep into CRT and anti-racism. But I will, just to give you a taste of it, quote you a line out of Ibram X. Kendi's book, How to Be an Ex-Racist, or an Anti-Racist, excuse me. And he says, quote, "The only way to end discrimination is more discrimination." That just gives you a taste of what this is all about. It's evil. That's only some of what these activist teachers are subjecting these young minds to. Not all the schools, but more and more schools are allowing CRT in the classroom. I'm linking a indoctrination map in the video here, showing from coast to coast hundreds of cases of teachers pushing back, talking to their school boards, and finding out that CRT is being pushed in the classroom. Now, mind you, with COVID, a lot of it has been online, and you wonder why they were throwing fits when teachers wanted to watch what the kids were doing when they were doing these virtual classrooms. See, I was shocked. I thought this subject's been around for a while, and I kept thinking, it's only up in New York. It's the wackos in California that's only doing it. And then I saw an article where CRT has cropped up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, red state, conservative as hell. Oklahoma is having to fight CRT now. Now, what can be done about all this? Now, YouTuber and self-proclaimed world's most dangerous knitter, Karlin Boroshenko. Hope I don't butcher your name too horribly there, Karlin. She came up with a brilliant idea. Cameras in classrooms. It's a spark of true genius that I hope catches on nationwide. Let's watch these teachers. Let's see what they're actually teaching. They've been doing the Zoom meetings anyway. They should be used to being on camera. Carlin brings up all these points, but because cops wear body cameras all the time, your pet boarding rooms, little doggy daycare centers have closed circuit TV, and you can check up on Fido on your phone 24/7. And drive cameras have been in an industry standard for a couple years now with professional drivers. Why can't teachers be on camera then? So in other words, they actually can. I'm linking Carlin's video below, of course, giving her full credit for this brilliant idea. I'm just trying to get that message out because more people need to know about this, and there should be a camera in every government school classroom from coast to coast. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, like and subscribe and share and get this out there, please. I want to just touch upon, before I go, I want to touch on an odd parallel I've noticed with cops and teachers. You have, I look at it that you can group both cops and teachers into three groups. You have your really bad cop. Those are the ones that are corrupt and physically brutalize people. Those are the evil ones. Kind of like your really bad teacher that mentally and emotionally brutalizes kids with their activism. Then you have the next step down, slightly better. Your slightly bad cop is just following orders while they're taking your legally owned guns away from you. They're not physically harming you, but they're trampling all over your civil liberties. Like the slightly bad teacher that's not an outspoken activist, but doesn't say anything while they're seeing other teachers acting up. Um, you should be led by your principal, not your paycheck or not what your union tells you to do. And of course, the third group is your really good cop and your really good teacher. They are out there. I'm not calling all of them out, but the ones that need to be called out, I'm calling out. Get this out here. I don't ever do this, but hashtag cameras in classrooms, guys. It's a public space. Carlin explains this a lot better than I could, but it can happen and it should happen. So there.